After the age of 70, the heart becomes more vulnerable to silent changes. You may not feel them right away, but they're there. Slower circulation, higher blood pressure, stiffening arteries, and weakened heart muscles. Many seniors in Europe and North America still rely on habits formed decades ago, unaware that the body now needs very different support. What most people don't realize is that the first meal of the day, your breakfast, plays a critical role in determining how your heart functions for the rest of the day and over time for the rest of your life. Modern research in senior health and geriatric nutrition has shown that specific foods, when consumed consistently in the morning, can help lower cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and improve vascular flexibility. Not only do these foods protect your heart, but they also increase your energy levels, support your immune system, and improve brain clarity. Key pillars for longevity and independence after 70. This video from Elderly Reflections is not about trends. It's about simple, senior-friendly foods backed by science, wisdom, and the lived experience of older adults. You'll learn about 5 powerful ingredients that can transform your breakfast and your long-term health starting tomorrow morning. If this kind of content speaks to you, subscribe and turn on notifications to receive weekly videos filled with elderly wisdom, senior health insights, life lessons, and inspiration. Let's start with something as humble as it is powerful: a warm bowl of oats. At first glance, oats may not seem remarkable. They're quiet, plain, even a bit forgettable compared to flashy cereals or buttery toasts. But what they do inside your body, especially after 70, is nothing short of remarkable. When we age, cholesterol becomes more stubborn, arteries more rigid, and inflammation more persistent. Oats step in like a gentle filter, soaking up the cholesterol in your gut before it ever enters your bloodstream. This is thanks to a special type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan, which has been shown in clinical studies to reduce LDL, bad cholesterol, by up to 10% when consumed regularly. For seniors, that's not just a number. That's potentially fewer pills, fewer hospital visits, and more days waking up with energy instead of fatigue. One of the largest studies done at Tufts University followed over 2,400 adults, aged 65 and older. It found that those who included oats or similar whole grains in their daily routine had significantly reduced rates of arterial calcification, a condition that stiffens blood vessels and increases the risk of stroke and heart attack. What makes oats ideal for seniors isn't just their health benefits, it's also how easy they are on the body. Unlike heavy breakfasts that spike blood sugar or strain digestion, oats release energy slowly, keep you full longer, and support better glucose control, something many seniors struggle with after 70. So how do you make it work? Keep it simple and natural. A warm bowl of steel-cut or rolled oats, simmered in water or low-fat milk, is a great start. Add a sprinkle of ground flaxseed, a few crushed walnuts, or some fresh fruit, not only for taste, but for added heart-protecting nutrients. Avoid instant oat packets filled with sugars and artificial flavors. What your heart needs is simplicity, not shortcuts. When my doctor told me my numbers weren't looking good, I thought I'd need a whole new lifestyle, shared Walter, 77, from Ohio. Turns out, all I had to do was trade my toast for oats in the morning. That was it. I didn't expect much, but within 6 months my cholesterol dropped and I felt lighter, mentally, physically. Now, I make my oatmeal the way I make my bed, every single morning. And in that quiet daily act, scooping oats into a pot, letting them soften with time, Walter found something deeper than a dietary habit. He found rhythm, control, and care. The kind of care the heart understands, even in silence. Next, we turn to something colorful, sweet, and silently powerful. Berries, nature's daily dose of protection. If oats are the warm, grounding foundation of your breakfast, then berries are the bright, antioxidant-rich shield on top. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, they're not just delicious, they're medicinal. Berries contain anthocyanins, the pigments responsible for their deep red and purple colors. But these pigments aren't just for show. They actively combat oxidative stress, one of the leading contributors to aging, arterial damage, and heart disease in the elderly. Oxidative stress is what happens when your body accumulates more free radicals than it can handle, slowly breaking down cells, including those in your blood vessels. Studies from the University of Reading and the Harvard Nurses' Health Study have shown that older adults who eat at least 3 servings of berries per week have a 34% lower risk of heart attacks and a noticeable reduction in systolic blood pressure, which is one of the most stubborn numbers to control after 70. What makes berries even more remarkable is how they support the endothelium, the thin inner lining of your blood vessels. This layer is vital for healthy circulation, preventing clotting and allowing your heart to pump efficiently. As we get older, this lining becomes fragile. Anthocyanins help protect it and keep it flexible. For many seniors, the simplicity of adding a half cup of berries to breakfast is all it takes. Whether fresh or frozen, blended or whole, these little fruits go a long way. And yes, frozen berries are just as effective. They're often picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen, locking in nutrients that can sometimes be lost in long transport of fresh produce. I used to just think of them as decoration, said Elise, 81, from Montreal. But then my daughter, who's a nutritionist, explained what they were really doing inside me. Now when I eat blueberries, I imagine them patching up tiny cracks in my arteries, keeping me going, quietly working while I enjoy the taste. There's something beautiful about that. Eating food that loves you back. Food that doesn't just fill you, but defends you. In a world filled with pills, procedures, and prescriptions, the idea that something as gentle as berries could protect the heart feels almost magical. But it's not magic. It's science, senior wisdom, and time-tested truth passed down through generations. Let's now turn our attention to a food that many older adults were once told to avoid: fats. For decades, fats were seen as the enemy, linked to heart disease, weight gain, and cholesterol issues. But science has evolved, and now we know it's not fat itself, but the type of fat that matters. And among all sources of healthy fats, one stands out not just for its nutritional value, but also for its creamy, satisfying texture: the avocado. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind that reduce inflammation, support artery health, and help maintain balanced cholesterol levels. After 70, inflammation becomes a silent, chronic issue in the body. It doesn't always cause pain, but it slowly damages the walls of blood vessels, weakens circulation, and stresses the heart. By incorporating just half an avocado into your breakfast, you're giving your body a tool to combat this damage from the inside. These fats don't clog arteries, they clean them. In fact, avocados have been shown in multiple clinical trials to lower levels of LDL, bad cholesterol, while increasing HDL, good cholesterol, creating a better lipid balance that protects the heart long term. But that's not all. Avocados are also an exceptional source of potassium, with nearly 700 milliliters in just one serving, more than a medium banana. Potassium plays a crucial role in regulating blood pressure, something many seniors struggle with due to age-related arterial stiffening. By balancing out the sodium in your body, potassium helps your blood vessels relax and promotes better circulation, reducing the strain on your heart with each beat. Avocados also contain lutein and vitamin E, which not only protect your heart but support eye and brain health, helping to preserve your independence as you age. In a landmark study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, researchers tracked 68,000 women and 41,000 men over the course of 30 years. They found that those who consumed at least 2 servings of avocado per week had a 21% lower risk of developing coronary heart disease, even after adjusting for lifestyle, weight, and other health habits. That's a powerful effect from a food that's simple, natural, and easy to prepare. I grew up thinking fat was dangerous, said Harold, 75, from Leeds, UK. Butter was the enemy, bacon was poison, and avocados? We never even saw one. But then my daughter made me an avocado toast with a squeeze of lemon and a dash of olive oil. It was the first time breakfast didn't feel heavy, and I stayed full until lunch. My doctor said my cholesterol looked better after 6 months of adding that one change. I didn't believe it, but the numbers didn't lie. For seniors dealing with poor appetite, weight loss, or nutritional gaps, avocados offer an easy fix. They're soft for those with dental concerns, gentle on digestion, and pair well with whole grains, eggs, or even a spoonful of cottage cheese. More than just a trend, they've quietly earned their place on the senior breakfast table, not for fashion, but for function. Now let's turn from creamy greens to golden orange sweetness, because the next food on our list comes from the tropics, but speaks directly to the needs of an aging digestive system: the papaya. Often underappreciated in Western diets, papayas are a nutritional powerhouse. They contain a unique enzyme called papain, which helps the body break down proteins more efficiently, easing digestion and improving nutrient absorption. For seniors, especially those struggling with constipation, bloating, or slow metabolism, this single enzyme can make an enormous difference. As we age, the body produces fewer digestive enzymes naturally, making even healthy meals harder to break down. Papaya bridges that gap gently, without the side effects of over-the-counter aids. But digestion is just one layer of its power. Papayas are incredibly rich in vitamin C, which helps the body fight inflammation and oxidative stress, two silent culprits in heart disease. They also contain beta-carotene and lycopene, compounds known for reducing arterial stiffness and supporting immune function. Inflammation in the arteries may not cause immediate pain, but over time, it narrows pathways, reduces blood flow, and places unnecessary stress on the heart. Including papaya in your morning routine is like gently sweeping away debris from your internal roads, letting everything flow freely again. A study conducted by researchers at the University of Milan followed seniors over 70 who added papaya to their diets 3 times per week. They found that these individuals had significantly lower levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of systemic inflammation. Participants also reported fewer digestive issues, less abdominal bloating, and improved energy throughout the day. Importantly, many reduced their reliance on medications like antacids or stool softeners, simply by letting nature take over. "I never knew fruit could do that," said Marta, 79, from Barcelona. "I was constantly bloated, uncomfortable, and embarrassed. I tried cutting things out, bread, milk, coffee, but it never worked. Then a neighbor told me about papaya. I started small, just a few slices with breakfast. Within a week, I noticed a shift, not just in digestion, but in how I felt. My belly felt light. I wasn't sluggish anymore. I started walking after meals again. I felt like myself again." Papayas are also versatile. You can enjoy them sliced fresh with a bit of lime, blended into a smoothie with Greek yogurt, or mixed into a fruit salad. For seniors who live in colder climates or have trouble finding fresh papaya, frozen chunks or unsweetened dried versions can be just as effective. The key is regularity, not perfection. Together, avocados and papayas offer a 1-2 punch for senior heart health, one supporting circulation and cholesterol, the other improving digestion and nutrient uptake. But more importantly, they are accessible, enjoyable, and easy to prepare. In the quiet moments of morning, when the world is still, the kettle whistles, and sunlight touches the countertop, these simple foods become acts of care, not just toward the body, but toward the life still unfolding ahead. It's small. It fits in the palm of your hand. It doesn't glow, vibrate, or shout for attention. But in the quiet world of heart health after 70, an apple is a revolution. In fact, it's more than food. It's a symbol of simplicity, of continuity, and of quiet power that doesn't ask for praise, but delivers results. We've talked about oats that reduce cholesterol, berries that protect arteries, avocados that strengthen blood vessels, and papayas that improve digestion. And yet the apple, so common it's nearly invisible, may be one of the most complete tools for cardiovascular protection, especially in older adults. It doesn't just target one problem, it supports the system from root to leaf. And just like a tree's health starts underground, in its roots, the body's health starts in the most unglamorous places: the gut, the arteries, the quiet, unnoticed systems that keep us alive. Let's start with the basics. Apples are high in pectin, a form of soluble fiber that binds to cholesterol inside your digestive tract. That might sound small, but at 70 or 80, when your liver's ability to regulate fats begins to slow, this mechanism is a quiet lifesaver. It prevents excess LDL from entering the bloodstream, which, over time, reduces plaque buildup and improves arterial flow. Think of pectin as a gentle sweeper, cleaning out what your body can no longer regulate as efficiently. But this gentle fruit doesn't stop at cholesterol. Apples are rich in quercetin, a natural plant compound found in the skin that acts as a powerful anti-inflammatory. Inflammation is the hidden enemy of aging hearts, constricting vessels, damaging endothelial tissue, and disrupting the smooth rhythms of circulation. Quercetin works silently, guarding the lining of your blood vessels like a soft but steadfast shield. It doesn't perform overnight miracles, but it does something more important. It stays with you, day after day, defending you from the slow erosion of time. And the magic goes even deeper. Apples feed your microbiome, that vast, unseen world of bacteria inside your gut that affects everything from immune health to emotional well-being. As we age, this microbiome naturally weakens. The diversity shrinks. And with that shrinkage comes fatigue, inflammation, cognitive fog, and vulnerability to disease. But prebiotic fibers like those in apples, particularly when eaten raw with the skin, nourish the bacteria that protect us. They bring back balance. They give our body back its rhythm. A meta-analysis in Advances in Nutrition, 2022, found that seniors who ate apples daily, just 150 grams, about the size of a medium apple, had lower triglycerides, more stable blood pressure, better cholesterol profiles, and even fewer respiratory infections. This was not the result of a detox, not a 30-day challenge, just the quiet strength of daily intentional nourishment. That's not a trend. That's elderly wisdom in action. I used to skip breakfast, said Henry, 82, from Vermont. Coffee was enough. I figured food was for kids. But then the fatigue started, the dizziness, the pills, the hospital. It all came faster than I expected. Everything felt fragile. I felt like my body wasn't mine anymore. Then one day, my daughter, God bless her, left a bag of apples in my fridge. Just try one, she said. I did. The next day, another. Then it became a habit, a morning ritual. I didn't expect it to matter, but I started waking up sharper. My walks felt easier. The nurse said my heart rate was more even. That's when I thought, maybe this silly apple made a difference. And I realized I was showing up for myself again. That phrase stayed with me. I was showing up for myself again. Because Henry wasn't just eating fruit. He was rebuilding a relationship with his body, with his choices, with his value. After 70, health isn't just biology, it's identity. We don't just fight disease, we fight being forgotten. The world doesn't always say it directly, but it nudges us. Step aside, rest more, slow down, be quiet. You're not who you were. And yet, the body doesn't stop responding. The heart doesn't stop hoping. Like a garden in late autumn, it might look tired, but it's still alive, still listening, still growing if we care enough to water it. One apple a day may not seem like an act of rebellion, but it is, because it says, I choose to nourish instead of neglect. I choose to participate instead of fade. And it's not just about the apple, it's about what it represents. Ownership, intention, presence. It's about the man who wakes up and says, I'll do one kind thing for my body today. About the woman who picks up a piece of fruit and says, this is my rhythm now, this is my choice. And in those tiny choices, made quietly in homes across the world, Germany, Ohio, Portugal, Saskatchewan, a new future begins. A future where aging doesn't mean surrender, it means returning to what matters. Walter had his oats, Elise, her berries, Harold, his avocado toast, Marta, her papaya slices, and Henry, with nothing but a simple apple in his wrinkled hand, began to write a new chapter. Not dramatic, not viral, just true. That's the power of tiny habits done with big heart, of elderly reflections that hold more wisdom than entire textbooks, of understanding that health is not a performance, it's a relationship, a quiet, daily conversation between what we eat, what we feel, and what we choose to become. So here's the truth. A strong heart at 70, 80, or 90 doesn't need miracle cures. It needs consistency, gentleness, and a return to basics. Oats, berries, avocado, papaya, apples, they're not fancy, but neither is love, neither is healing. And what your body craves now isn't the thrill of youth, it's the quiet stability of nourishment. If this video reminded you of something you've been meaning to do, or someone you've been meaning to care for, please like, subscribe, and share this message. At Elderly Reflections, we don't chase youth, we honor age. We believe every breakfast is a second chance, every habit is a story, and every older adult deserves to feel proud of the life they're still building. Leave us a comment. Where are you watching from? What's one small change you've made or plan to make for your health? We read every reply because every reflection matters, especially yours.